So what's your message to other young Africans watching you right now who want to take action but they don't know where to start?
I think that other young Africans who want to take action are already like 5 steps already. They've taken the first 5 steps by understanding there is a problem and they are willing to take action. I think what they need to find is a community.
Hello, welcome to another inspiring episode of The Green Shift. I'm your host, Comfort Ape Francis. Today, we are spotlighting the fearless energy, innovation, and leadership of young African climate champions. This episode is titled Youth on Fire. It celebrates the unstoppable wave of youth-led action that is shaping the continent's green future from digital platform to grassroots projects, from poetry to policy. Young people are not just asking for change, they are creating it. And our guest speaker for today is a shining example that spirit is alive. Joining me is one of Africa's most dynamic young sustainability leaders, Ayooluwa Folakunmi Ogunsola. At just 25 years old, Ayo is the founder of the African Climate Change Movement, a first-of-its-kind youth-led digital platform connecting sustainability organizations, green job seekers, and change makers across the continent. He's a first-class graduate in geography and environmental management, a certified climate-smart agriculture expert, and a global youth speaker, who has been featured at COP27, the African Climate Summit, even the G20 Youth Summit. Ayooluwa, welcome to The Green Shift. It's truly an honor to have you here with us.
Thank you very much, Comfort. It's an amazing opportunity to be here.
Thank you very much for being here. So let's start with your passion. The fire, your first climate movement in the university, what lit the spark for you?
Thank you very much, Comfort, for that question. For when I was in university, I heard about climate change first from my lecturer. It was a very interesting word that I had, and from there, I started reading about it. And every book I could find, every YouTube video I could watch, every place I could get information on climate change. And I got worried about that, such a big issue is not getting attention that it should get. And so I talked to a couple of my friends about this issue, and we started up a campus read kind of. We talked to all the people in sports and skating, whatever it was at the time, and we were able to, create a community essentially. Just from learning about the word climate change, we created a community that would educate about 3,000 students at the time. And yeah, that was something that really started the journey on how everyone should know about this problem and how everyone should find ways to solve it.
That's actually huge. It's nice. Since then, you've trained thousands of youths, you've spoken globally, and now launched African First Green Directory. Tell us about the African climate change movement and what makes it so revolutionary.
Thank you very much, Comfort. I think it's exciting that we are even doing this. The problems that I saw around me as someone starting up in the climate space or in the sustainability space, was what made me to start up this platform. Um, the African Climate Change Movement is a platform that connects people in the sustainability space together, create partnerships, also give them access to trainings where they can book sessions and have conversations with experts, and also have opportunities where young people like myself can have jobs. And this platform is not just in itself revolutionary. It's the people who are doing the work on the ground and the people that are actively on this platform that are really revolutionary. So that's something that we must point out, that it's the people that are doing the work that are revolutionary. However, this platform just helps to connect them better, helps them to solve the issues that every day, a young climate activist somewhere, maybe the person is 17, they're trying to start up an initiative, get people educated, just like myself. they can use this platform now to connect with people across Africa and be able to create amazing projects. And yeah, I think this is something that's really huge across Africa.
This is actually big and the scale. You're reaching youth in over 20 African countries. What's the vision for 2030?
That's really huge. So far, so good. We've been able to get a sizable number of young people across Africa just for even for them requesting for jobs on the platform. Um, and we want to provide as many jobs as possible on the platform through the platform. I think that we want to provide as many jobs as possible. I think numbers, there are young people in Africa. Africa has the youngest population globally, and the problems of climate change are, getting worse every day, unfortunately. And we need to find solutions. We need to find ways, resilient strategies. And I feel like providing economic opportunities to tackle the climate crisis is one of the ways that we can help out and providing jobs for these young people across Africa is something that is very important for us. And also having the initiative to create change because right now the future of of um, of Africa in terms of environmental sustainability and the impact of climate change don't look very good, except young people like ourselves start up and start doing something about it. We are in a situation where we cannot wait for just one person to solve it. We need every individual. So through the platform, we are hoping to give out micro grants, um, uh, huge grants at some point in the future to support people who are doing work on the ground. We are also hoping that we are going to be able to hit the highest number of partnerships in the world before 2030. Obviously, because we have a huge network of people doing sustainability in Africa. Thank you.
This is really lovely. You're one of the young people that are clearly driving change, but you also face burnouts and probably exclusion and lack of
Yeah.
funding. So, how do you stay focused?
Definitely, burnout is something that I experience, and I think that being that I started really early, I started at the age of 17, and I have been able to learn, how to go around this. First of all, learning about climate change. I had climate anxiety at the time. For about 3 days, I wasn't able to like speak to people clearly. Almost every word I had global warming in it, climate change in it. So burnout, I was able to like, educate, um, you know, use education as my strength. And from that, ideology of just telling people about it, I was able to, get out of that. And so over the years, I've been able to master, the art of, having managing anxiety issues, burnout. Um, yeah, so that's one way I've been able to do. Also, I take breaks when I can. And in regards to funding, I think I keep my circle very, very small. I have a couple of individuals that I work together with in terms of partnership. Um, and when I say I keep my circle very small, I mean like friends, not allowing other people to come in. I mean partnerships and friendship. And so I have a couple of friends that I work with, and we figure out ways, strategies that we could use to um, tackle the issues of funding. And so we could have a roundtable discussion about, what organizations can we reach out to, what person can we talk to, or is there a way that we can do this without funding, essentially, just through working together. So and obviously we reach out to people we can reach out to, and we find out ways that we can come up with issues. You know, we can come up with solutions to issues. Sorry. So yeah, these are some of the strategies that has worked for me over the years.
Everything that you're doing with ACCM is really huge and big because I see a lot of young people struggling in the green sector. It's not all about just climate activism, holding placards and, demanding for change. We also really need a seat at the table. We also need those green jobs. And as someone as a youth also that has also been searching for green jobs, it wasn't really easy getting a green job. Most of the jobs we see are not usually for people in the global south. And it's always difficult. So creating a platform such as this is something that is really huge for youths in the global south, trying to connect us with organizations looking for talent, looking for green talent. I must commend your work. And speaking of poetry, I see that you do things around poetry. You have had your poems shared in 5 regions globally. How does your art tie into your activism?
Um, Thank you very much, Comfort, for your very kind words. I must say that for me, poetry is a way of expression. You asked me the other time how I help myself out of you know the issues that come with working in the sustainability space. Poetry is definitely one of my escape routes. And I'm wired such that when I see an issue, I it's almost impossible for me not to unsee it. Um, and so I use poetry to express myself, tell the truths behind words, tell stories behind words, if you let me use that. Um, Poetry has always been an escape route for me to speak about the issues that affect, whether in Nigeria or the issues that affect people across Africa. And I do something called advocacy, where I use um, my poetic ability to speak up about the issues that affect society. I like to say that poetry is the way that I mirror society. So if you read my poetry, you see society in it.
This is beautiful. It's beautiful. So from protests to poetry to policy to tech to also grassroots. So what's your message to other young Africans watching you right now who want to take action but they don't know where to start?
I think that other young Africans who want to take action are already like 5 steps already. They've taken the first 5 steps by understanding there is a problem and they are willing to take action. I think what they need to find is a community, a community that they can connect with, that they can share minds with. And this is why, obviously, we put in a platform like ACCM together to be able to get other young people who have ideas, initiatives. And I think that's something that we really did think about was not to limit or don't not to put in so much inhibitions on how people can be on the platform. You don't necessarily have to be a registered organization because the funding to do that is expensive. Um, so we've created a way that individuals, initiatives can be on the platform and have a community, have people that have similar ideologies. They can connect with organizations, whether they're into recycling or beating plastic pollution. They're fighting for the ocean, you know, fighting on the ground, climate justice, all these strategies that we're all using to fight for the environment. You can find a community on the ACCM platform. Um, yeah, and that's how I think that you can work to get, some, community. And there are also other amazing organizations. All you just need to do is to search online and you would find answers to all of this.
This is lovely. So if I have an idea or I have like an initiative that I'm working on, I can just come and register with ACCM and I would have access to other organizations that are doing great works and even seek for
Yeah.
partnership, right? Wow,
Yes,
this is lovely
essentially.
then.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, and also if I'm looking for a green job, I can also get a green job from ACCM too.
Yes, yes. All you just need to do is register on the platform, put in your skill set, you know, and fill in the details that are required. And obviously, we send from time to time jobs that are available. Um, we send it to individuals who have matching skill sets. So if a job is available, say a job is high, an organization in Africa or outside of Africa has a job request, we then cipher through our networks and obviously the information that you filled, and we connect you to that job.
Ayooluwa, thank you for reminding us that when young people lead, the world listens, and thank you so much for coming up with a platform like ACCM in this time where everyone is trying to survive the global recession. You're creating a community where people can partner and also find a way to upskill themselves and also find another benefits, their economic value, getting jobs and making life better for them. So to viewers who want to connect with youth-led groups or launch your own, you can visit the africanclimatechangemovement.com and take your place in this story. So what's your green fire? Share it with us in the comments. Use the hashtag #TheGreenShift. Until next time, stay rooted, stay ready, keep it green, and bye for now.